Welcome to the Ghost Debt: How to Fight Fake U.S. Collections While Living Abroad. Before we dive in, remember the golden rule: never pay a collector until you verify the debt is legitimate. In this video, I will walk you step by step through verifying the original source, demanding proper debt validation, handling overseas complications, and spotting scam red flags. Let's begin. Here is the roadmap for today. First, we will define what ghost debt is. Next, we will cover the golden rule around verification. Then, we will detail how to validate a debt under the FDCPA. After that, we will tackle the unique challenges of handling this from overseas. We will then review warning signs of scams, discuss your rights and credit considerations, and finish with quick quizzes to solidify your understanding. Let's move forward. Before proceeding, please note this is educational information, not legal advice. Debt collection and credit reporting laws can vary by state and situation. If you need specific guidance, consult a licensed attorney or consumer rights advocate. With that clarified, let's continue to the key concepts. Let's begin by defining ghost debt. Ghost debt is a collection attempt for a debt you do not owe, or a balance that no longer exists. These attempts often focus on small amounts, in hopes that you will pay just to avoid hassle. Common sources include clerical errors, accounts that were already settled, mistaken identity, or outright scams. The most important first step is to verify with the original creditor. Do not accept the collector's word. Contact the original creditor directly and confirm whether any balance is owed. Now, the golden rule: do not pay before you verify. Small dollar demands are frequently used to pressure quick payments. If the original creditor confirms a zero balance, you are likely dealing with an error or a scam. Throughout the process, keep meticulous records, including dates, names, contact numbers, screenshots of messages, and detailed call logs. Next, here is your step-by-step plan. First, contact the original creditor directly and ask if there is any balance and the exact amount if applicable. Second, avoid acknowledging the debt to the collector. Keep communications factual. Third, exercise your FDCPA right to demand a written debt validation letter within 30 days of the collector's first contact. Fourth, send your validation request by USPS certified mail, ideally with return receipt, so you have proof of mailing and delivery. Fifth, if you are overseas, use a trusted United States mailing address for correspondence. Sixth, save everything, including copies of letters, certified receipts, tracking numbers, emails, and call logs. Seventh, do not pay over the phone, especially under pressure. Finally, if the collector does not validate, or the original creditor confirms a zero balance, stop engaging with the collector. Here is a flowchart of the verification process. It begins when a collector contacts you. The first action is to contact the original creditors. If the original creditor confirms a zero balance, classify the attempt as likely an error or a scam, do not pay, and document and ignore future contacts. If the original creditor indicates a balance exists, send an FDCPA validation request within 30 days using USPS certified mail. If adequate validation is received, compare it to the original creditor's records. If there is a mismatch, dispute the inaccuracies in writing. If there is a match, consider lawful options such as paying in full, negotiating a settlement, or setting a payment plan, and make sure everything is in writing. If the collector never sends proper validation, cease contact and document the non-compliance. Throughout the process, do not acknowledge the debt and keep a thorough paper trail. Now, let's dig into the debt validation demand. In your letter, request the original creditor's name, the account number, an itemized amount owed, and a detailed breakdown of any fees or interest. Ask for documentation that ties the alleged debt to you, such as statements, contracts, or service records. Provide your preferred United States mailing address and state that you will only communicate in writing. Make it clear that you will not discuss or make any payment until validation is provided. A clear subject line stating it is a debt validation request under the FDCPA can help ensure proper handling. Here is a practical checklist for your validation letter. Include the original creditor name to confirm the source of the debt. Include the account or reference number to avoid mistaken identity. Request an itemized balance to reveal possible errors or improper fees. Ask for proof that you owe the amount, such as a signed form or billing record. Record the collector's mailing address for future notices. Start your reply policy to limit communications to writing only. Finally, use certified mail to ensure you have proof of mailing and delivery. Next, let's address doing all this from overseas. Use a trusted United States address for correspondence to reduce delivery problems and limit excuses about undeliverable mail. If you are in the United States briefly, send your validation request during that visit by USPS certified mail. Keep digital copies of all letters, receipts, and tracking numbers while abroad. Be aware that scammers may claim mail is undeliverable. Your certified proof contradicts that claim. Also, avoid sharing sensitive information by phone, and always verify the identity of anyone who contacts you. Let's review key scam warning signs. Refusing to send a validation letter or claiming that mail bounces is a major red flag. Claiming they do not report to credit bureaus while pressuring you for immediate payment is suspicious. Demands for payment over the phone or by gift card are high risk. If the original creditor confirms a zero balance but the collector still demands payment, treat it as likely fraudulent. Also watch for caller ID spoofing, vague or changing company names, and evasive answers to basic questions. Here's a side-by-side comparison. A legitimate collector clearly identifies the company and provides a physical address. They supply written validation upon request, and their details match the original creditor's records. They respect your request to communicate in writing and do not pressure for immediate payment. By contrast, scams often hide their identity or provide only vague addresses. They refuse or delay proper validation. Their information conflicts with what the original creditor has on file. They push for phone-only payments and use threats or urgency, sometimes even requesting gift cards. Now let's discuss credit impact. Some collectors report to credit bureaus, while others do not. If a collector reports and has not validated the debt, you can dispute the entry with the bureaus in writing and include your validation request and proof. If the debt is invalid, request deletion of the trade line. If the debt is verified as valid, obtain any settlement or payment arrangements in writing before paying. Keep track of timelines, noting that the FDCPA generally provides a 30-day window from the date of first contact to request validation. Quiz time. What is the golden rule when a collector contacts you about a small balance? Option A. Pay immediately to avoid extra fees. Option B. Ask for a discount and pay half. Option C. Verify with the original creditor and demand validation before paying. Option D. Ignore the call and block the number forever. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section. The correct answer is to verify with the original creditor and demand validation before paying. This aligns with your rights under the FDCPA and prevents paying on errors or scams. Second quiz. What's the best way to create a defensible paper trail while overseas? Option A. Pay over the phone and ask for an email receipt. Option B. Send your validation request via USPS certified mail, ideally with return receipt. Option C. Only text the collector from your foreign number. Option D. Wait until they call you again and record the call. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section. The correct answer is to send your validation request via USPS certified mail, ideally with return receipt. This provides proof of mailing and delivery, which is vital if a collector later claims that mail is undeliverable. This state diagram outlines possible outcomes after you request validation. From the start, you move to the validation requested state. If the collector provides adequate validation, you compare it with the original creditor's records. If the records match, you then choose between paying in full, negotiating a settlement, or setting up a payment plan. And you obtain all agreements in writing. If there is a mismatch, you dispute the inaccuracies in writing and wait for correction. If the collector fails to provide validation, you cease contact and monitor your credit. Throughout the process, keep all proof and insist that any agreement be documented in writing. Here are the key takeaways. Always verify with the original creditor before any payment. Demand written validation under the FDCPA within 30 days of initial contact. Use USPS certified mail to build a paper trail. When overseas, use a trusted United States address and keep digital copies of everything. Treat refusal to validate, urgency, or gift card payment demands as major red flags. Only pay after proper validation matches the original creditor's records, and ensure all terms are in writing. To summarize your next moves, confirm with the original creditor first. Send your validation request promptly using certified mail. Log and save every document and call. Dispute any unverified credit entries with the bureaus in writing. If the debt is fake, document and ignore further contact. If the debt is real and validated, consider your repayment options and negotiate in writing. Thanks for watching. If this video helped, please like, share, and subscribe. Share your experiences and questions in the comments. What ghost debts have you faced, and how did you handle them? See you in the next video.